What's up, guys? Back again with another knife video. This time taking a look at another Kershaw discontinued knife, the Kershaw Injection. This is the 3.5-inch version, model number 3830. It does come in a 3-inch version if this is a little too big for you, but the 3-inch is the same in every way, just scaled down a little. But this is a medium to large size knife. We'll do some quick comparisons so you can see where this comes in. Here it is against the 0560, the Benchmade Griptilian full size, and the Kershaw Leak. So there you can see where the injection comes in. I like the size that it is with the 3.5-inch blade. I think it's pretty good for me in my hands. And we'll do some quick specs. So what you're getting is an 8-inch knife all around, 3.5-inch blade, and you got a 0.12-inch stock. Pretty good stock, not too thick, not too thin, and it's got a slight taper throughout the whole blade. Tip still stays pretty thick, but you do have a full flat grind, so it does stay relatively thin behind the edge, which is nice. And handle length comes in at 4.5 inches. Handle thickness is 0.55 inches, so a little on the chunkier side, but still nice. And then with the rounded contouring of the G10 scale, it does feel really good in the hand as far as ergonomics go. Weight comes in at 4.4 ounces, so it is going on the heavier side, but it's still right in the middle. I think it's at a sweet spot. It's a good weight overall for this size knife. I don't think it's too bad. The handle material is this kind of canvas looking G10. The fit and finish on the knife overall was good. Everything looked fine. And I mean, a big reason I wanted to talk about this knife is just the value that it brings. You can find this on eBay for 20 bucks. And I mean, really, this is a steal. It is 8CR steel. So yeah, it is, you know, the cheaper Chinese steel, but this thing is screaming sharp. I mean, just some quick shave. I mean, look at that. Barely even have to drag that blade across my skin. It's not any pressure or anything to shave hair. It's popping. So that's really nice about this blade here. It cuts very well, even being 8CR, and you can get that sharpness back up quickly. It only takes a few minutes, even if, you know, the edge retention is not going to be as nice as, you know, M390 or something. But yeah. So yeah, again, 8CR, 13 MOV blade steel. You got this pretty sweet drop point style blade. You know, kind of just a typical simple drop point, but it just got a really nice profile overall. This is a Todd Rexford design, and he's known for his just really long straight lines, and I noticed that his handles usually have some type of design on them, like how this one has these little cutouts, and his ZT knives have some interesting designs on the handles too. So yeah, that's kind of his style, and you can definitely see it in here. And there's a lot of little things on this knife, like that pivot, the thumb studs, this back spacer that's kind of got like a floating chamfered edges, hidden lanyard pin, and yeah, just these little things that give it some more quality and character to the knife. so that it's not just basic and plain. So I think it looks nice. It keeps a really minimalistic, simple look, but still has these, little features, little um, design elements that make it look good. But the knife is a manual thumb stud opening. It's on washers and nylitron, I believe, plastic washers. They had a bolt in here. I ended up modifying it a little bit because the action out of the box was, a little gritty, a little dirty, sitting there in storage. So I took it apart, cleaned it out, and I ended up using Teflon washers, if we can see them. Yeah. But I used some that were slightly thicker than the 2 washers that were already in here. So it did cause the lockup to move over a little bit. So it's got a little bit later lockup, but this is right in the middle and it's not going to move at all. And the lockup is solid already. I mean, there's no play up or down, so I don't got to worry about that. But yeah, because the washers were a little thicker, it did space it out a little bit more. And the only reason that I was able to even use these washers on this knife is the way this knife is designed, with these pivots here where they both screw in, and this scale just comes right off. And then there's screws under here that you got to take off the liners. So since this screw was able to just come off and be put in without having to affect the whole action and pivot area, I was able to put the thicker Teflon washers and give it a better action. So now it's way smoother out of the box, or way smoother than it was out of the box, I mean, and just way better. It's got yeah, I mean, there you can kind of see that I can shake it closed a little more aggressively than what I would have been able to do out of the box. I wouldn't even have been able to move that blade. So you can definitely see the difference in the action there. But it's a lot smoother now, a lot better. It flicks open nicely. Middle finger flick it, thumb flick it. It's nice and smooth now, and I really like what I was able to bring to this knife as far as the action goes. And yeah, that's just why I'm really enjoying it right now, and I think it just has a lot of value, like I had said. The blade is a full flat grind, how I mentioned, and you do have these large thumb studs that kind of get in the way of your cutting path, but you do have all this blade here. I mean, as long as you're kind of making your cut right and trying to stay out of the path of that, you should be okay. But they are quite large, and they are a little bit of a hindrance, if you're going to be sharpening as well, since you have the blade. If you sharpen a belt, at least, those might get in the way. But I do like these thumb studs a lot because of just how well they're able to get purchase on them, and then their design overall. They look pretty cool. They do have some sharp edges, so you do need to watch out for that. I was thinking of kind of sanding that down with a really fine sandpaper, just kind of buffing it out. That was the only thing I can complain about them, but they're really useful getting this blade open, and they work very well. The blade is bead blasted, sorry. So are the liners and pocket clip. It's got a nice bead blast finish, so I like the way they do their finish. You just gotta watch out for spotting and rusting issues, but where I live, I don't got to worry about that. I've never had an issue with any of my Kershaws getting rust on the bead blast. The carry on the knife is tip up, left and right. So this knife is truly ambidextrous, which is great. I got it right side. And this pocket clip is, you know, pretty plain, but I like it. It's nice, it's simple. Not deep carry, so you do have, you know, a little bit sticking out, but not too bad. And again, I wanted to talk about that pivot real quick. Just an interesting looking pivot. Kind of looks like a proprietary pivot, but no, it just uses a regular T6 Torx. Everything on here is T6, which I didn't really like. I would have preferred they use T8. T6 is very easy to strip, and being discontinued, getting new screws if I do strip them from Kershaw may be a little bit of an issue, but since this is, you know, one of their budget knives that are more readily available and more popular, I would say, I don't really think I have to worry too much about getting replacement parts if I need them. So shouldn't be too big of a deal. But as far as ergonomics go, this knife feels pretty good in the hand. My one complaint, I would say, is just kind of the slight angle of how far it comes down. I wish it was not so steep. I mean, it's not really a steep angle, but it's kind of more like the Strider design, where it just comes down with like that pistol grip. And that was the one thing I kind of had an issue with that Protec Strider, is the way it felt in the hand, the pistol grip. I'm not used to it, so this has got a little bit of that in there. So when I hold it, these two fingers feel okay, but then these two start to kind of move, and it just puts my hand at a slightly weird feeling angle. But overall, it does feel okay. I'm just getting used to that style still. No jimping, which is okay, since this is more of a like sleeker looking, a little bit of a gentleman carry. So that's alright as far as jimping goes. This G10 is smooth, but it's grippy, so I'm able to get a nice purchase on the knife overall anyways. I'm not too worried about not having jimping. And oh, I didn't mention that lanyard pin there, how it's hidden, and then the back spacer as well. Ergonomics though, I do enjoy, just still need to get a little bit more used to that pistol grip style. But it feels good in the hand. Again, it's just simple straight lines, and then with the contoured slight curved belly, it sits well in the hand and conforms, so everything locks in pretty good. But overall, I'm really liking this Kershaw injection. I really feel like this is one of those knives everybody should try out. It's definitely a good starter knife. I didn't have any issues with mine. I mean, came out of the box perfectly centered. Action, like I said, needed a little bit of cleaning though, but that was understandable being in storage for who knows how long. And it is a $20 knife, so clean it up and it'll get you to where you need to be as far as, you know, a good beater. You can put this through the paces and get your money's worth out of it. But that's all I got. I really recommend it. Definitely try it out. Good knife. And I'll see you on the next one, guys. Have a good one.